So, yeah. So, discussing the fate of Aphalas. It's something that I've been thinking about a little bit. Obviously, the third book of the original trilogy isn't out yet, and the ending is. I will just say this: like, it doesn't have the end of the world in it. Like, I think one of the things is that I'm just that forever mentality is something I'm kind of stuck with. Like, you could keep it going forever. Like, it has no ending. But it's like, I want to bring in the concept, potentially, of advancing it to sort of gunpowder era and everything. And I mean, I am also not against literally destroying bits of the world, or sinking them, per se. So, I don't know. I think one thing that I'm mindful of is not doing the similar trope. Like, is it going to be the final villain gets what they aim for, or something like that? Probably not. I was thinking of potentially like there being a secondary story, but I do it from almost like the villain perspective or something. I will say though that any potential ending of the world, whilst it does most certainly rely on the main islands, Arasin, Onarkivris, and the archipelago would still be massively significant, as this potential ending threat is most likely going to come from one of those three. Could either be the Forgotten on Onarkivris, a villainous force that rise up on Onarkivris, not Onarkivris, Arachnilith, or it could be the Ice Elves. Because there's different paths to all of this. Nagrasak wants control. He wants to dominate the world. He wants it taken over. Celebria wants to destroy everything. And then the Forgotten want revenge. So maybe it's a case that the Forgotten form an unsteady alliance or something, and then it becomes a final battle between them. That it could be an interesting playing it almost like Darkside Apocalypse War from DC, where you literally have it where the heroes do inevitably lose, and it is literally just a villain versus a villain to basically be the destroyers of the world. Could be quite interesting spinning it like that. It could also be quite interesting to figure out, like, if we were to do that sort of thing, or if I were. So where would the final battle take place, and who would be on whose side? Could seriously shake up the usual mix of allegiances. Could really have something truly decisive happen. Because the other thing is, by the time that this comes around, like, maybe hysteria, but the thing about it was, I'm trying to think. by the time, by the case when this time comes about, none of the original creators are left. They are all gone. So, it is essentially down to the true mortals now. Still got the dragons about. Could be awesome. It could be interesting to see some things like the dragons going to the wyverns for help, or have dragons as sparrowhawks take on wyverns. Ow. Yeah. I think with all the different species and figures that you have throughout Aphalas, it has the potential, like, it's something that I don't necessarily want to make like the Decadagarath, like it's a rumoured prophecy ending. Because there's plenty of stuff that could happen with it, because, I mean, Kalakaros gets destroyed at the end of its crisis, but there's still remnants of it left. But I do think that it could be an interesting idea to explore, even if I don't end up doing anything with it. Ow. Because I mean, there's some other things that I want to approach, like there's a certain fate of a certain character that could be returned. I will say two things though. I'm not going to do end times or anything like that, and I'm not going to involve time travel. Warcraft, you are an amazing world, but time travel is a bit of an oddity in your world. Ow. I think there's a few different ideas of things that could potentially happen, like could give a proper story relevance to, or modern story relevance in it, to the giant scorpions, to the Targs folk. And maybe the last of them is something significant. A special rite or something that breaks the world. Something of that kind of style. Yeah, Hysteria, you can join Mini Siege whenever you want. Got their flag. Got their flag. Yes, Appa. Ow. No, 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 you're not Hysteria. Like, I still think something that I'm still having some trouble deciding is what to do with the half-ogres. Like, what side would they fall upon, or could it be a tragedy where they fight on two separate sides of basically trying to... stop the ending of the world? Maybe it's a case of... It could be a simple story of either Senevia or Nagrasak has like a final movement that corrupts someone, and that person then unites a force, and it could be... Like, one idea I had was having a potential torrent of evil forces, kind of like what Sauron has, except like one of the primary candidates for it would be the steppe tribes. Have like a rehearsal of the Order Beasts. Basically what happens to the Stone Elves, but on a grander scale. Or could have two separate cases where the steppe tribes become basically their fates get decided by one final great battle, with the other forces on Arasin being present. Because a lot of changes happen from where I am in the lore and the trilogy to after the end of the trilogy. A lot of geographical stuff changes, so it does fundamentally shift things quite a bit. Well, that's a shame. Excuse me, Ma. Hello. Come here. You seriously running that far away? Ow. Hysteria, are you joining? Are you? But like, because I could go for a bit of a classical trope and just have it that the gunpowder gives these foes an undecided advantage, and then it balances and all that. I'm not sure if I want to, because I'm not even sure that Onokrith would be evil necessarily. Like, I'd almost have more of a preference in making the Faerun evil. Not so much because of what they are, but... Mini Siege. but more because they're more isolated. Like, unlike Onocrith, they're isolated by intention. So it's more. It could be more idea that they could sign some sort of pact, possibly. I think, like, because talking about the idea for the final battle on bits and bobs you've got, or the events after the books, you have basically every single race that enters into the trilogy still alive. They've changed up a little bit, but they're still alive, so no major risks there. Just gotta think about how to undergo these various ideas. I don't want to just have it where I have the new Isles be against the older ones. Like, there needs to be... I'm not going to make it that simple. Yeah, if any part of Aphalas was almost going to be like, I don't want to say Game of Thrones necessarily, but a complex piece, I would say that this bit beyond would definitely be it. Dealing with these new peoples and stuff. I mean, Hysteria, I might add that in as a D&D thing, possibly, but that would be your choice. No! Oh, damn it. Why is no one watching behind me? But there is one thing that I want to bring in. Which should be quite fun. Involving the Stone Elves. Seeing as I feel really bad about the Stone Elves because they get written off in the lore so quickly. And again, so do quite a few goblins. Oh. No. Whew. But anyway, ow. Onocrith is also going to be an interesting one just to write about, I think, because of the nature of what kind of civilization it is, like a hybrid realm of humans, goblins, and potentially trolls. Yeah, because that's the thing, we've also got some potential trolls in there as well. There's a lot of different things. Like, could have Drake on magic against firearms. I think that's probably the closest it would ever come to Warhammer, because I am never going to put something like a steam tank in. Like, that's not happening. I'm not interested in it going steampunk, I just wanted to deal with these things, but there has to be some sort of It doesn't necessarily have to be an ending event, it could just potentially be a cut-off point for maybe the storytelling. Maybe things just go on after that. Or maybe it is simply a case of that could be a cut-off point because of something significant that happens. Maybe again it's like Apocalypse War where that conflict happens but the world is so broken afterwards that it just can't be continued. Move you. Just a salamander. Oh crap! No, actually, okay. It'll be fine. Yeah. There's various stories that I want to throw in between and all the rest of it. But then there are these other ones as well that could still, like these more major ones. Just gotta keep building it. Pop. Poppy pop pop pop. Pop, poppy pop, pop 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 pop. What the heck? Where's the gate? Oh, that's a shame. Hysteria, look. Yeah, I was going to say look down on the camera and hold F. Yes. I don't even know if I was to do that sort of event, would it be a trilogy or would it be longer than that? Or would it be like a singular, really long book? Don't know. It all depends on many things. Will you stop leaving the doors open? Right. I think that I'm going to conclude the recording there. I know it was a bit informal, but I just wanted to have a nice little small chat about some ideas and concepts again. Because when you're dealing with Kirindrek, Ajati, dwarves, dracons, humans, demons, beasts of various kinds, half-ogres, trolls, goblins, you've got a lot to consider, and I don't want it to be end times where everything just ends up in a giant mosh pit. So, I shall say cheerio, and welcome to the Kingdom of Aphalas. I'm talking about it, and now I can't say, oh my god. Welcome to the Kingdom of Aphalas and the world of fellow-minded books.